The Telecom Regulatory Authority of India is pitching for regulations on artificial intelligence. TRAI has recommended that setting up an independent statutory artificial intelligence and data authority body is important to regulate and advise all AI-related sectors. Now, this comes at a time, remember, when AI is impacting just everything, telecom to banking, financial services, healthcare, transportation, you name it. Therefore, a need for a more holistic regulatory approach. That, of course, is what TRAI, the Telecom Authority, is saying. We don't know how sector is perceiving it. Joining us to talk more about the impact of that important recommendation from TRAI is Nandan Mishra, who's the founder and CEO of Algo8. Nandan, appreciate you taking time out this afternoon. I want to understand, how do you read these developments, especially the call for a regulatory framework for all sectors where AI is made to use or put to use or made useful?
Shweta, I think it is timely, it is significant, and it is visionary. So these three terms actually, because timely, because as you said, it's affecting everything now. In the entire value chain that we have around us, it's affecting everything. So now we need a framework that can at least tell us what are the risks with various applications of AI in each field, and based on those risks, regulate them, have a more of a guardrail approach around things and not have a very strict approach around things, so that there is more self-correction and the community and the landscape overall improves through these regulations, because there has to be now rules around this playground. So it is very timely, and yeah, that's what I feel.
Okay, very timely. And what sort of regulation are we looking at? I mean, TRAI, of course, saying that this goes beyond telecom. What sort of, and you work closely with AI, and you've been in development of AI, and I have had an opportunity to talk to you when ChatGPT was just being launched. I remember about 8 months ago, I got you on a podcast for News9. Since then, we've come very far. We see AI being put to use in literally every sector now, and the sky's the limit. And so from here, what sort of regulation do you envisage for these sectors?
See, I think generative AI was the inflection point of AI becoming a part of our life, or it was already there, but it was somewhere behind. Now it's the mainstream. It is going to be the platform on which we are going to innovate. So I think responsible AI, if you think about the principles of responsible AI, first is fairness, non-discrimination, transparency, accountability, and explainability. Why the AI is saying this, and can we hold it accountable? Then privacy and data protection, security, safety, human control and autonomy, then the environmental impacts of the entire thing, collaboration and kind of global cooperation on it. That's what we are pushing at G20, and the social benefit, because it should not be for by and of the world who have the money and they just want to build it and automate everything. So the social benefits of that as well. So these are certain 10, 11 principles on which responsible AI functions. And if you look at responsible AI, what we are going to now unlock is essentially we're going to categorize each of these and then basically build onto it. There will be a multi-stakeholder board. So as you said, the AIDAI, the authority, will set up a multiple stakeholder board where it will have stakeholders from tech, it will have it from startups, from industry, from various users, and we'll try and basically bring in the concerns and interests and then build these regulations. So that's how it's going to look like.
Right. I had a question. One is that when you're saying that you're doing it using AI the right way, it's reminding me of something like ethical hacking. So you could have in a way going forward ethical AI stamped products and services that are being offered, like organic fruits and vegetables, if I may.
So are you saying that ethical hacking? So how can we draw parallels with
and also take lessons as well, both?
Oh, definitely. So I think the common principles of ethics remain the same, and as I told you, those 10 tenets, so you can always think about, and that could be an alternate framework. Having said that, ethical hacking is more of an intrusive and it's actually much more aggressive thing that has to be controlled, and the cyber networks are regulated based on that. But when you look at AI and ethical AI, the principles are more perceptive in nature. They are going to affect the entire system. So we have to think from multiple perspectives and bring them in.
The reason why I'm asking is that
definitely.
In the US Senate,
good.
for example, there is a latest
Yes.
report that said that you can use AI to create bioweapons and you can create atomic bombs if
Absolutely.
Oh,
need be, right? So it can go
Yeah.
into the hands of the wrong actors, using AI. So AI as an overall threat to humanity is where the debate is at this stage. Apart from the fact that it takes away jobs and other stuff, like in Comic-Con in San Diego, there was a lot of talk about voice artists voicing their
Absolutely.
opinions
yes.
against AI because AI is taking away the voice artist jobs in all these comic books and graphic novels that we witness. Now, while taking away jobs is one thing, taking away lives is another thing altogether. That's what AI is capable of, and hence I'm talking about ethical AI.
Perfect.
Absolutely.
I think wherever AI can intervene with defense, intervene with those areas, I think the regulation framework that you are suggesting makes much more sense. But when it comes to automation and lack of the existing value chain being disrupted with AI, I think we need to very carefully look at reskilling and build, because see, saying that okay, AI is taking away a particular job might not help us. Actually, what new jobs are being created? So, for example, for a voice artist, he can now create his tonal model and sell it as a service. So can he sell that? So that innovation has to happen.
Right.
So
All right.
we have to now integrate that. Yeah.
Right, like we journalists here have to keep innovating and keep our
Absolutely.
AI at bay
Yeah,
to
so
save
we
on to
have-
our jobs.
Everybody needs to keep skilling.
Reskilling.
Skilling and reskilling.
Yes.
Out. Nandan, appreciate you taking
Thank you
time
so
out
much.
this afternoon for joining us
Thank you
on
so
that
much.
important story.
Absolute pleasure.